Capture another video right now. This is where the entity is rising in elevation. That's no takeoff from the airport, 2500 Airport Drive. All right, ARCO at 434 North Euclid Avenue is stalking. So is Chevron at 506 North. These establishments are stalking in the path while the entity is maintaining plane activity while I'm documenting. And everything that I'm stating, they're keeping under surveillance, and the demon-possessed who are mentally ill engage in more of their demonic behavior. This is the outward demonstration of demon possession. And it's also the physical evidence of targeting by a corrupt airport that's engaging in state surveillance, okay? The entity is engaging in this P.O.C. with regard to stalking with light. That's what that sex offender just committed right now. They're doing so while they're stalking on behalf of the government. This is surrounding by the people of the state. That's while the entity is maintaining aerial surveillance, hovering, and then engaging in donuts, whereas opposed that they were flying right here over this intersection. The entity is engaging in ongoing targeting because you're never maintaining any flights, arrivals, nor depart flying over here. This is crossing paths, stalking in the sky space. This is Alan D. Wapner's criminal conduct. Conspiring to murder an American citizen who you are targeting as a domestic terrorist leader and doing more of it as I document. 434 North Euclid Avenue is ARCO, 506 North Euclid Avenue is Chevron, 7 North Euclid Avenue is Starbucks. This is the entity that's gang stalking with these companies that are well known, but it's not just them. The entire entity, and it's not limited to business hours, and the Ontario International Airport is at the forefront of the means of terrorism in the city of Ontario. All right, in the state of California. This is P.O.C. The entity is engaging in that while they are clearly deviating. That's the evidence of targeting by an airport. The entity is stalking you by commercial planes and helicopters to threaten your life and psychologically torture you because you're not typically capable of proving it, the ordinary target individual that is. We've already sailed. That boat has sailed and it blew up in the middle of the river. The entity is targeting, and the entity is going to be prosecuted for this unprecedented means of targeting. This is P.O.C. And I want to be clear, this is criminal conduct of the Ontario Police Department. This is the entity that's disbanding itself. This is the entity that's putting its own gang stalking cops in federal prison where sex offenders belong. That's where they belong. And that's where they're going, because the Ontario Police is the same entity, and they're stalking right now while demons are stalking by filling up their gas tanks at ARCO, pacing all around the street. These are demons who are stalking with, like, these are sex offenders. And they go in a frenzy just like this when my vagina is exposed in the bathroom. They're stalkers. These are the mentally ill that have made a contract with Satan that they cannot cash in on, and you're witnessing them come apart. This is a crash out by these demons who go in a frenzy and are more triggered as I speak to and tell you all their secrets, and I embarrass them by prosecuting them on the internet. It is currently, again, 9:14 p.m. This is P.O.C. Here you go. You're paying attention to the frequency. You're going to pay attention to what's published on the Ontario International website. This is the prosecution of a bunch of demons who are surrounded with evidence. And this is the embarrassment of Satan. That's mental illness. You're going to prosecute for that. You're going to legislate around that mental illness. That's a national security threat. Okay? This is the pattern of conduct. It's currently 9:14 p.m. Doing donuts in the sky, flying over the intersection, all manner of targeting. This is P.O.C. Light activity, relevant positioning, audible activity. The demon possessed that are gang stalking. Alrighty, again, 9:15 p.m. This is going to be, it's relevant to the corrupt acts of the Ontario International Airport, what they publish versus what they're engaging in, the operations of that airport, and also what they know, what they're keeping under surveillance while they continuously engage in that pattern of conduct, and they're doing it with all of the city of Ontario. All of the corrupt leaders are being removed. The entity is going to federal prison for committing kidnapping. The people of the state are going to federal prison as well for kidnapping with this entity that's targeting. And the federal RICO case against the corrupt businesses. This is public corruption that every business is sharing in. Pay attention to the frequency as I document. You're paying attention to all that. I'm teaching you to pay attention to what the demon possessed do. And I'm also teaching you to look at how much of a coward that Satan is. Satan is very weak. Satan is very timid. And that is shown through the ongoing stalking with light, stalking by relevant positioning, one plane after another, after another, after another. The ongoing heightened frequency is relevant to how triggered and fearful they are as I speak the truth and tell you about that. But that's going to translate into an unlawful threat while you're gang stalking. But I want to let you know it's because these demons are scared. It's currently 9:16 p.m. This is P.O.C.